Okay, number 16, we've got a triangle with two different shells that are parallel, three different shells technically that are parallel to each other, the actual shells, which means each of these lines is a transversal of parallels lines, which means the angles are the same on the left and right, and the angles up top are shared. So these are similar triangles. This triangle is similar to this triangle, is similar to the big triangle, okay? So given that, what do I know? We know all the sides must be proportional. So 2x to 3x to x, well, that also means the altitudes should be in a ratio of 2x to 3x to x. We know the height or the altitude is 18. So the sum of them, 2x plus 3x plus x, is 6x equals 18. X equals 3. That's my scale factor. And we want to know what the maximum height of a bottle in the middle shelf would be. Well, that middle shelf represents 3 times x. So 3x equals 3 times 3, which is 9 inches. The correct answer for 16 is 9. 17. The triangle above the sine of x is 0.6. What is the cosine of y? Well, this is a right triangle, so x and y must be complementary. X plus y must also equal 90 degrees. Our cofunction rule says the sine of x must equal the cosine of y, or 90 minus x, and we note these are complementary angles. So therefore, if the sine of x is 0.6, we know that must equal the cosine of y, which is just 0.6. That is the answer for 17. Number 18, x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x minus 10 equals 0. So what do I have here? It's a cubic, not a quadratic, and it's a 4-term polynomial, not our typical trinomial, etc. So if ever I see 4-term polynomials, even of higher degree, I generally look to factor by grouping. That tends to work very well for polynomials with 4 terms that aren't necessarily quadratics, right? So how do I do that? First things first, I'm going to group as follows. Put parentheses around the first 2 terms, parentheses around the second 2 terms. I'm going to factor out of the first parentheses. I can pull an x squared outside my parentheses, common factor, leaving x minus 5 within the parentheses. Plus, I can pull a 2 as a common factor between 2x and minus 10. So that leaves me x minus 5 in parentheses equals 0. The nice thing is the values in parentheses are the same. That means this can be factored. Okay, so how do we go about that? Well, let's put this back together. I'm going to factor out now x minus 5. That's a common factor between both terms. Leave me x squared plus 2 all equals 0. What do we need? We want to know what real value of x makes the equation true. Well, unfortunately, the x squared plus 2 equals 0 is going to yield x squared equals minus 2, which is not real. No real solution. But x minus 5 yields a root of x equals 5. That is a real root. The answer for 18 is 5.